I am going to connect with Facebook, and as soon as you see an message, we are already live. This is like really quick.
Live.
Good. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the episode 4 of the Feminine Code podcast. Today we have with us Kim Romain. Kim is a holistic business and life strategist who partners with purpose-driven professionals looking to realign themselves to create more joy, fulfillment, and confidence in their work and lives.
I do that, yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to remember all of that. That's why I
no.
But that's like, it is amazing. Anyway, welcome to the Feminine Code podcast, and thank you so much for being here with us, Kim. I really appreciate it.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I was just really enjoying the conversation we were having leading into this as well, some additional bonding. So
that is true. Kim, why don't you start for telling us a little bit about your journey that led you into the place you are today?
Oh my goodness. It is a windy road. So I feel like when people ask that, they tend to want to know what I have done, right? What's my CV? What have I done up to this point? And while that's interesting, it's really been my journey of coming into being that has led me to where I am. I have literally shed layers of my doingness over time. I've shed layers of the importance of the titles that I've held, so that I can be truly who I am. And the biggest trigger for all of that, quite frankly, was our daughter. When I had our daughter, I realized that I was not being true to who I wanted to be in my lifetime, and how could I help guide this little human, another female in the world, to be her truest self if I wasn't being my truest self. So while being a mom has definitely been important to me as well, it was the act of wanting to guide somebody else that led me to guiding myself.
Oh, that's amazing. And is the story of human being versus human toy.
100%. My favorite thing to say.
Which it really resonates with me, because we had this conversation in the past, and I've been in a very similar position where my identity was defined by the job and the titles, and not by me, who I really am. So today we will be talking about the power of choice.
Yay.
So what does that mean for you?
So choice, like I said, that transition when I had Izzy, our daughter, I suddenly realized I had a choice to make. And it was choosing me in the most true sense of the word. I had done all of this exploration of who I was going to show up as, in terms of being an attorney, and in terms of being a business owner, in terms of being, whatever it was that I was being or doing. And the choice to focus on, but what do I want this life to mean for me, was that first conscious choice that I made. obviously I'd made other conscious choices up to that point, but really in terms of my own growth and development, and this idea of the power of choice. We all at any moment of any day in any situation have choice. And when we recognize that we have that choice, a choice to make, it is the most freeing, most empowering, most enlightening moment that we can have. Because most of us go through life with blinders on, not recognizing that we have choice right in front of us. It could be as simple as coffee or tea this morning, right? And it could be as big as, do I stay in this job or do I leave it? So choice is everything.
Yeah. When you did like have that realization, or when you start being more conscious that the power of choice in your life, how did that change your life?
It made me more present in the moment, for sure. It made me more aware that it made me more aware of my humanity in many ways. It made me more aware of, I don't have to do things the way other people are saying or wanting or expecting or putting out into the world that I should do something. It gave me the power that I didn't know I didn't have. Like, I didn't realize that I had been giving away my power for most of my life. And when I recognized that I had choice, that I was an independent, autonomous human being that has choice at any moment of anything, I suddenly became me. That's the best way I can say it. I became me. I became fully human. And I don't know if it was the years that I spent doing estate planning that I go to this place of end of life, right? At the end of my life, what's going to be most important? And in that question, I have choice. So how did it impact me? It made me keenly aware of my humanity. So.
That is such a powerful question to ask ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we want to be remembered, or what it is really important for us at that moment in time, or when we get there?
Yeah. Well, and I'm a very philosophical person as it is. I just always have been. But this idea of, I'm only consciously walking around, I'm only consciously aware of this one lifetime that I'm in with the people that I'm coming in contact with during this lifetime. Whether there's other lifetimes, I don't know. That's not for me to say. I'm aware of this one. And in this one, what do I want this life to mean to me? Right? Do I want to get to my end of days and look back and go, oh, I had so many other choices I could have made? Or do I want to get to my end of days and go, that was a really interesting group of choices I made, right? Like, they're not all going to be good or right for us, but we do the best that we can at the time with the information that we have. And I feel like I deeply want to enjoy the life that I have. And I spent way too many years of my life focusing on what I thought I was supposed to be doing that would lead me to enjoyment instead of just enjoying it.
It is getting stuck in that future, what the end goal would look like, or what we anticipate is going to look like, and not enjoying the journey.
Yeah. 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 And it's all the journey. That's all we have is the journey.
The journey is the life, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
But it isn't so funny that that's actually what the society promotes, isn't it? Our society. Yeah. It is about having more. It's always about more. And being more, getting more, all these expectations. And we put so much pressure on us to get all of these that we do not enjoy the journey.
No. Well, it's all that. Yeah. I was just going to say, it's all the doing energy, right? It's like do, because someday, if you do all these things, someday you'll get X, Y, and Z. I know you did a posting on that just the other day. It's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Yeah, and that is something I read, was a book and about the doing and being, where people usually do or buy things because they want the emotions that things or actions will produce, isn't it? So what we actually need to do is to skip the action and go into the feeling and just be.
Yeah. You can choose any feeling you want. It's 100% true. You can choose any feeling you want. And that is the very base of the power of choice, because we
Tell me more
can,
about that.
Yeah, we can, I get excited. So, choice isn't about just the stuff, right? It's not about coffee or tea. Do I keep my job? Do I leave my job? Do I stay with this person? Do I leave this person? Choice is about our feelings. Choice is about our thoughts. Like, if we have something that's not working for us, how do we choose to be different? We can't choose our circumstances. Many of us have no control over our circumstances in this world. We 100% have choice over our response to it. And our response will create different actions, right? So I can choose to be frustrated. I was sharing with you before, there's a little bit of frustration of some stuff going on in our house right now. None of the human beings, just the house. And I could choose to stay in that frustration, or I can choose to let it go. If I choose to let it go, what are my behaviors going to be? Well, this morning I chose to stay in the frustration and I took it out on my husband, and that was really unfair. And I saw it unfair as it was coming out of my mouth, because I felt like that was what I needed to choose in that moment. And when I stepped back from it, I was like, that wasn't the choice I wanted to make. So I apologized. I made another choice because I wanted to feel differently. So what I wanted to feel was connected to him. What I wanted to feel was supported by him. And what I wanted to feel was support for him. And the way of doing that was I had to choose what I wanted to feel. And then my actions followed suit.
Okay, let's maybe dive a little bit deeper on that.
Yeah.
Because I do get where you come from and choosing our emotions or where we want to feel. But we have been in a place that it didn't look that easy to do that.
Right.
So what would you say to the women watching us that maybe are in a not so good place and they want to get out of that place, but they don't feel like it is possible?
Absolutely. The first thing is, it is possible. And the choice to believe that it's possible is a first step. You don't have to believe that it's going to happen today. You don't have to believe that you have the answers. You don't have to believe that you can change anything. Those will all come with the first choice you make. And so for me, I know when I was going through really, really, really hard times. I had a first marriage, a trial marriage, that didn't work out. It was just my training wheel marriage. And, but it was very painful as it was ending. And every day I had to choose how I was going to show up for myself. I couldn't change my circumstances that were so painful. It involved a lot of infidelity. There was infertility. It was like all the ins were there. And I was physiologically in pain, psychologically in pain. And I was dealing with trauma, like true trauma, like capital T trauma. And I didn't know a way out. I didn't have a clue how I was going to get to the other side. And yet I knew that if I made a choice on how I would show up for myself, and some days it was like, I will show up for myself today by taking a shower, and that's all I can manage. And other days it was, I will show up for myself by looking for a new job. And some other days it was, I'll show up for myself by going to therapy, right? It's consciously making those choices that lead you back to you, right? That I just knew I wanted to feel better. So I looked at all the options that were in front of me and was laying on the couch or eating lots of food or just keeping the blinders on and doing what needed to be done, one foot in front of the other. Or was it finding that one glimmer that would change something? And every day I found one. And then the next time, like, a month later or whatever it was, there would be two pieces of glimmer that I could hold on to. You go at your own pace, but it's finding those moments where you can choose you. Does that resonate?
Yes, it definitely does resonate. And it is the biggest point for me from what I heard is choosing ourselves.
Yeah.
And just taking actions in alignment with who we are.
You don't have to have it all figured out, right? You don't have to know my true, honest, most authentic self wants this. That comes with time, that comes with practice, that comes with years of working on it. When you're just starting out, just taking a breath and just tuning in, you are not going to lie to yourself if you just stop for a second. Right? We have all sorts of saboteurs and inner critics, and they're all up here. Those are our thoughts that they're really trying very hard to keep us safe. And we can keep choosing based on their voices, but sometimes just stopping. And for me, it's literally closing my eyes and putting my hand, I put it both on my solar plexus and on my heart. And I just go inside and I take a deep breath and I just say, what is it you need? And when I'm saying you, I'm asking me, what is it you need? And in those really tough times, that was where I just want to shower. Really, that's all I want today is I just want to shower. I just want to move my body a little bit. I just want to reach out to a friend. And the more we listen to that little voice that just says what it needs, and the more we make choices in alignment with that, the louder that voice can get. And the more we can live into those other choices every day that we get to make. That's been my experience anyway.
It does resonate with me as well. It is one of the things I guess I've struggled a lot was to get in touch with my inner wisdom. Mm-hmm. Because society does not advocate for that. Yeah, it is the logical, rational part, not more the feminine energy which comes with the inner wisdom. So it has been like a breakthrough for me to actually to be in touch with me without that smoking screen from society and other people's expectations and the rules,
Yeah. So interesting what you just said. I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and this has actually been a theme that has come up in several things that I've either been reading or listening to is intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation, right? And extrinsic, that the things that are external to us that we think will motivate us, right? Are actually those things that what I call chaos, right? I very strongly love helping individuals move from that place of chaos where we're listening to all that stuff to moving to intrinsic, which is what is inside of us, that inner wisdom that we hold, that more feminine energy that we all hold as human beings, regardless of gender, that allows us to really think about and really connect with what motivates us, what moves us forward. Again, it can be as simple as a shower. It can be as simple as going for a walk. It can be as simple as, you know what? I just really want to be a good person today. I want to smile at one person. I want to say hi to a stranger because I want to be kind. And at the end of the day, you feel like, yeah, that was a really good day versus what we're being told externally, either directly or through, social media and just the society and cultures that we live in of what we should be moving towards and what should be motivating us. So that intrinsic versus extrinsic, that it's just a message that I've been hearing a lot of. So I felt like I needed to speak into that a little bit.
What would you say to help someone to filter the noise of the chaos, as you say, and to actually get in touch what is us or what are the expectations or the noise?
So when I teach, when I do my teachings, I really talk about awareness as being that first step. And awareness is what do you really know about you, right? How deep can you learn about you? It's not a job that's ever done. Awareness isn't ever done. It's always evolving and growing along with us. But there are steps to deepen your awareness. So it's the first thing is to check in on your awareness. The second thing is to check in on your belief. So if you, where are those beliefs guiding you, right? So how your awareness gives you kind of the GPS, it gives you the mapping system for how you want to show up, where you want to go, what you want to do. The belief comes from, did I put in the right address? Right? Is this actually giving me, it looks like there's traffic up ahead. Did it divert me in the wrong way? Right? It's coming back to trust, to the belief, to mindset. So it's working on all of that. And then the third thing is connection. So if you are aware of who you are and you're able to tap into that, you have the belief that, yeah, I'm headed in the right direction and still something is off. Having your connections, having people who are around you that are there to support you. That's the phone a friend, right? It's the phone your coach, phone your therapist, get on the table with your acupuncturist or your osteopath, do something that will connect you physically within your soma as we talk, right? We're verbally processing, and that's a physical action. So any physical action with our community reconnects us to ourselves, and then the cycle starts again. And we deepen our awareness. So through that cycle, the simple acts of knowing yourself, coming into yourself, and believing in yourself. Right? Those are kind of the three initial things. And to simplify it even further, I take it back to the putting your hand on your heart and on your solar plexus or on your stomach. Taking a deep breath, closing your eyes and asking your beautiful self, what do you need?
I actually love that. And I think I will start using it. I will steal from you.
Good. Oh, please do. It is, it's a combination of two different actions that two different mentors of mine taught me. And I will tell you that it is, the answers are inside of you. Every one of you, like everybody, the answers are inside of us. But we don't slow down enough with that chaos to just listen. And when we do, it's life-changing. It's the power of choice, right? Now we can make a choice.
Okay, I am conscious of time, so I want to ask you, is there anything that I did not ask you about the power of choice that you'd like to share?
I think just the reminder that you are always in choice, every moment of every day. This is not something that is based on gender, age, socioeconomics, race. This is something we all have available to us. We may not feel like we do, and yet we do. And if that's the one thing I just want everybody to hear, is you may not be able to change your circumstances, but you 100% still have choice.
The choice to respond.
The choice to respond, the choice to how you want to feel, the choice to how you think about it, right? We can always choose.
That is something that I learned a few years ago and always stuck with me, and it is to do with the power of choice, which is many people live a life that happens to them, and fewer people live a life that they are creating. And it comes back to this power of choice.
Yeah.
Instead of reacting to the circumstance and to the other people, you actually take responsibility for your life and start creating the life you want, the person you want to be, how you want to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we can't always impact the circumstances that we come into. And yet we 100% can make a choice within whatever circumstances there.
Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate your time and insights. Where can people connect with you?
Absolutely. So I'm here on Facebook, as well as out in the world. You usually can find me with out in the world on the socials. You can find me generally under either Kim Romaine or the Kim Romaine, because there's only the Kim Romaine. Or you can stop by my website, which is kimromaine.com. I want to make it easy. Just use the name.
Just Kim Romaine and you will show up.
Yep. No E. We are not the lettuce people. So it's Romaine without the E.
True. Okay, Kim, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And it's been an honor for me to have you here. And I really, really enjoyed this conversation.
Same, Sandy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You have a lovely day, because yours is just starting, isn't it? Mine
yeah, it is.
Almost finishing. Take care.
All right. Bye.